Hi guys, welcome to my niece TV Zealots. Tonight we're here with Manifest episode 2. The title was Reentry. My name is Denise and my partner in crime is Mary. Mary, say hi.
Hi, thanks you guys for clicking on this video, checking us out. Like Denise said, we're talking about Manifest. It comes on at the same time as Good Doctor, which is the show that we usually recap. So let us know if you want us to keep going with Manifest. Like this video, give us a comment, let us know what you think, and let's get on with it. So what did you think of it, Denise?
Okay, so if you guys caught last week's recap, Mary got to see it, and I was excited. I wanted to see it too. So I'm going to say it didn't disappoint.
Good.
I was engaged in the episode. It kept me entertained. I was, trying to figure out what's going on. So anyway, if you haven't seen episode 1 or 2, Manifest is about a group of passengers who boarded flight 828 and they to go home, and they show up and it's 5 years later. So everyone is aged except the passengers on the plane. So everybody's trying to figure out what is going on. Like, it's crazy. So anyway, it starts off with where last week's episode ended, with the plane blowing up, and 20 of the passengers from flight 828, well, I want to say 20 including the pilot,
Okay.
has showed up, and they saw the plane blow up. So now they have them in our Homeland Security is investigating them, and they're asking them questions and trying to figure out what's going on. And so, they're like, we don't know anything. We don't know. We just had a feeling. We showed up, and that was it. So, of course, they're not buying it. But Michaela, she's like, look, I'm a police officer. Are you detaining us? Are you holding us? Are we under arrest? Or, and they're like, no, you're being detained. She's like, I know the law, and you can't, either you're detaining us or, either you're charging us or you're letting us go. And so he's like, okay, well, all you guys gotta, we gotta let you go. And so one of the passengers was like, oh, you couldn't pull that 2 hours ago? Like, the shade. She's like, you're welcome. Like, I got us out of here. What you mean? Okay. So anyway, back at the Stone home with Ben, his wife, and Olive and Kyle. He's having a dream about when back in the day, and they wake up morning making out, the kids kind of like, jumping on the bed, like cute little family moment or whatever. And it's just so much going on with them. Like, he knows his wife is not telling him everything, or she's holding back something from him. And, he can tell because, like, he walks in the room and she, like, covers up, and he's like, it's just me. And she's like, oh, I'm just ashamed of my body, And she's like, we were supposed to get flabby together. He was like, he's like, you're perfect, And so the daughter is like, really, Mom? Really? You're gonna need to tell him. Like, I feel her, because it's like, you can't straddle the fence. You're gonna have to tell these people. And then she's on the phone when he leaves the room, whispering to her boo thing, she's clearly she's like, it's just so hard. Now mind you, the actress is really good. I really felt for her in that moment, but I'm still just like, really? You gonna just lie? You could have just came out with the truth. Look, I moved on, it was 5 years. I waited, whatever. So, Michaela that's what's going on with them. So then Michaela goes to the precinct and she sees Jared and Lourdes.
Oh.
And so Lourdes is like, oh my God, you know, and she's trying to talk to her and she just walks past, like blows her off, like, yeah, you know, were you this sad when you was getting my man? Like,
wow.
So petty.
Wow.
But you know what? I don't know. I might have been petty too. I don't know. So she goes and kind of talks to Jared and he's like, you know, he lays a guilt trip on like, which I mean it's true, but it's like she not trying to hear it.
Right.
She's like, he was like, you know, she lost her best friend when you left, or well, when you went missing or whatever. And he was like, and I lost you, and you're irreplaceable, and we could never replace you. And I'm sitting there like, you did though, like you really did.
Yeah.
And I mean that's how she feels too. So anyway, so Kyle, you know, back to Greystone and you know, the boy that was on with the heart condition that was on the plane. She takes him out shopping, and while they're walking, this lady like grabs onto him, is like, he is still here, he has risen, he's not, oh no, he's not here, he is risen, he's not here. And I was like, who has risen? Who not here? Like, girl, I need to know. Anyway, it was just one of those weird things. Now, mind you, okay, so one of the guys that was on the flight, I think he's like Jamaican or something. I couldn't remember if they said. But anyway, his son, he's looking for his son. So he's been hearing the music. And so he's when Ben was walking out, he kind of hears the music. He hears the guy playing. So he comes and he's hearing the playing, and he's like, oh, you know, I've been hearing this music too. And so he's like, I need help. My son has been put in jail and I can't even see him. I can't get in because I don't have I'm on a visa. My visa expired because of this whole 5-year thing. And so he's like, okay, fine, I'll take you to the prison. So they go in, they go to see him. And the son is like, I didn't do this. And so they go to the jeweler store that he was supposedly cleaned out. And the guy's like, your son, some son you raised, he cleaned me out. He gave a fake alias, you know, fake resume, fake everything. And then one day he just robbed them or whatever. So we knew what something was to it, right? I was like, he been set up clearly. And so, you know, as the episode goes on, we'll get to that. So meanwhile, Ben also trying to spend some time with his daughter, and she kind of flaky too, but she flaky because she know her mom ain't right. Yeah. And so she's like, I'm not trying to get in the middle of this, you know? And so he's like, look, we can go out for ice cream. And he's just trying to connect with her. And she's like, maybe later. And so finally, you know, she sees her mom like kind of like kissing him and like not being straight. Yeah. And so now, mind you, before this, Michaela actually puts 2 and 2 together because she heard her on the phone talking about it's hard and blah, 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 blah. And so Michaela's like, you too? Like she high key pissed. She's like, you too, huh? When you gonna tell him? When you gonna, you know, she's like, and I actually really like this moment. Like the actress really made me feel it. She was like, look, it's hard. Like he been back 5 days and I'm like, I don't know what to do because yes, I love my husband, but I also fell in love with this person. Like, right. You know, you can't just turn it off. Like, you know, it don't work like that. So anyway, she was like, well, you got to tell him, you know, whatever. Cool. So anyway, the daughter, Olive, was like, you know what, Dad? Yeah, let's go ahead and take that stroll now. So they go. And so she's talking to him and they're in this like storage locker. And so she's kind of like, you know, telling him, she's like, Dad, they wanted me to give up on you guys. And I just knew it. Maybe it was a twin thing, but I knew Cal was still alive. And she was like, the mom just did whatever the shrink said and got rid of your stuff. She's like, but I saved it. And so she opens the locker and it's filled with all their things. Wow. And so he's like, oh, you know, I'm glad you did this for your brother or whatever. And so he was like, whose locker is this? She's like, oh, a friend of mom's. He's like, a friend. Okay. All right. Okay. But mind you, immediately he starts hearing the violin, the music.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So it's about to go down. Like maybe the father is crazy or something. Girl, you know, I'm thinking all kind of crazy stuff. So anyway, let's just go back real quick to one of the flight it was an Asian lady on the flight, and she has been like really kind of like upset. So I knew something was going on with her. But anyway, she goes to the media and she's talking and she's like, yeah, something going on. It seems like the government is in on it and blah, 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 blah. And she talking. Now, mind you, the doctor, when Cal went to go see the doctor because she wants to help, you know, with his heart condition, the one who was on the flight, and they confirmed with each other that, you know, things were, they've been hearing things and stuff like that. So while he's in the room, he's drawing a picture of his family, and in the background is this shady figure. And so his dad is like, who is that? And he's like, I don't know. Or whatever, and then goes on about it. And so then everybody's cool, like, okay, he never finished drawing the picture maybe, but it was just a shadowy figure. So we seeing this shadowy figure. So she done talked about who this was and what's going on, and all of a sudden, you know, this shady figure starts following her. Now I'm gonna jump back to the little situation in the locker room. I know I'm jumping here and there, but it's like that's how the episode was going. Mary over here high key stressed, like what? So then in the storage locker, he starts hearing the music. He's walking all around and trying to figure out what's going on. And so he comes to where the music is the loudest and walk in, lo and behold, the son is in there with all the stolen merchandise. I was talking about, yeah, we got to get this off our hands. The people looking for it, blah, 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 blah. Girl done told it all. And so he's like, look, he's like, oh, what is going on here? And he's like, wait, look, you can get half of this. He was like, but you have, it's a kid locked up for no reason. He's like, oh, he wasn't going to be nobody. He decked him. Like, when I say he decked him, I was like, yes.
Wow.
Woo. Yes. So, girl, all this time, it was the son who robbed the father and did all of this foolishness. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and jump back to the situation with Michaela. Michaela is now looking through her pictures. Like, she went to see a shrink and everything. And so, she's looking through, you know, online messages, and she sees that Lourdes was kind of sincere in what she was saying. Like, she would send messages every year, like, I miss you, my friend, blah, blah. It's kind of like they was lost. Like, her and Jared were lost.
Yeah.
And they kind of like just gravitated to grieve together. And I said this before, that is what I think happened. And it seems that way. And so she was like, you know, showing her pictures like, you were my best friend. It's your birthday. And like, it really touching messages, heartfelt messages. And then like another one was like, girl, I had to write this one down because I was like, I don't know how I feel about this one. Where is it? She says, girl, I'm trying to find it. I don't think I'm gonna see it. Of course, I lose it. Anyway, she said something to the effect where she shows the ring and she's like, I hope I can love him and make him as happy as you did. And I was like,
that's creepy.
I don't know if I would have, you know, but anyway, she took it as a heartfelt, sentimental thing, and it was beautiful to her. So that's all that matters. We're not gonna go there. Okay. And so then she goes to see her, and she hugs her and she, you know, kind of talks to her and they kind of like maybe not so much as reconcile, just, you know, find common ground. And she tells her, you know, you love him. And she's like, you love him too. And then she's like, but he married you. And she's like, we weren't going to work. I was going to tell him no, which she lied about because then it shows in the thing where she had said yes or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's going on. Girl, it's just so much. I'm like, Lord. And then in the end, the shadowy figure, so the lady's watching her interview. And she's like, yeah, I told them, you know, she really feeling good about this thing. Next thing you know, you see the shadow creep, 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 then boom. And her brain just splatters all over the screen. And I'm just like, what the heck?
What?
So this shadowy figure is it? And all throughout it, they kind of Ben and Michaela kind of having this argument. She's like, is it God, you know, this having a hand in this, all these miraculous things happening? And he's like, no, you know, he's over here with the other argument that, you know, it's just science and medicine and, you know. So I feel like it's going to be a lot of good versus evil versus, you know, religion versus atheism. Like, it's a lot of strong messages in there. And like I said, I'm really enjoying the episodes.
Man, that shadowy figure.
I don't know who the shadowy figure is, but I need to know.
Yeah.
Is it the devil? It's got to be the devil.
Right. That's what I was thinking. I was like, Lord, the devil brought that.
The devil is busy. Okay, girl. Well, that's it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm hooked. I need to watch the next episode. I'm like, I need to see what's going down. I also want to know who the boo is. Like, who she gonna bring? Oh, and I forgot to mention. You know, I'm gonna forget this. In the end, like the daughter, of course, she had made her decision, and she's like, "You got to make yours, mom." And then, he kind of like pleads to her and says, you know, basically choose me. And they start taking off their clothes. So, I mean, I'm sure that means, yes, she chose him. This is the Ben and Grace, the wife. Yeah. But I mean, call your boo and tell him it's over or something. Do something. Anyway, that's it until next week, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.